The soldiers discovered a strange phenomenon. The ghosts were blocked by a pile of iron filings. Once the ghosts came into contact with the iron filings, they were sucked in and unable to move. The soldiers speculated that iron might be a weapon that could suppress ghosts. In addition, the iron filings were scattered around the house, clearly deliberately placed there to protect the area from ghosts. This meant that there might be other people inside the factory. They must know the truth about the ghosts. Based on these clues, everyone began searching. Finally, they discovered something unusual on the top floor. The captain waved his hand to signal everyone to follow him. Everyone cautiously approached the door. Just as they were about to open it, a gunshot suddenly rang out from inside the room, nearly hitting the soldiers who had surrounded it. After the gunshot stopped, a soldier quickly kicked open the door, and his teammates threw in a flashbang grenade. After the bright light faded, the soldiers began their assault. However, no danger was found inside the room. Only a brother and sister were hiding in the corner. The girl saw that these people did not look like thieves, so she plucked up the courage to talk to them. It turned out that the iron filings were set up by their father. Unfortunately, her father was killed by a ghost while spreading the iron filings, leaving only the brother and sister to rely on each other. However, due to the complex environment of the factory, the helicopter couldn't land directly there. They needed to go to the square a kilometer away to gather. But the problem was that the ghosts were watching them closely. Once they went out, they would surely die. While everyone was arguing whether to go out, only Mark focused on the iron filings. Since the iron filings could restrict the ghosts, they could completely make some special bombs to use as a means of defending against the ghosts' attacks. Everyone immediately took action. They dug out empty glass bottles from the factory, filled them with iron shavings, added an appropriate amount of black powder, sealed the bottle openings, and finally removed the safety pins from the grenades, inserting them into the bottle openings. Thus, a simple iron shaving bomb was completed. Once everything was ready, it was already morning. The sentry noticed something unusual across the way. Mark quickly brought over the modified searchlights, shining it directly forward. A large number of ghosts had gathered in the ruins ahead. Unable to break through the ground defenses, the ghosts had retreated to the opposite high-rise building and were now attacking them via the power lines. Seeing the ghosts advancing aggressively, the group could only pack up their equipment and evacuate the factory early. However, as they prepared to sneak out the back door, the ghosts discovered their movements. At this point, there was no way out. They could only fire iron shavings at the ghosts, but the ghosts were agile and difficult to hit. The soldiers directly fired the iron shavings at the ground. The iron shavings successfully restrained the ghosts. It seemed that this new weapon was indeed effective. The dense iron shavings formed a barrier like a wall, temporarily blocking the ghosts' pursuit. After finally reaching the square, the searchlights malfunctioned due to overuse. They could only hide in an abandoned bus, waiting anxiously. Just then, the rescue team's tanks roared in, bringing a glimmer of hope.